Hey everybody, this is Amy. Good morning. I'm just here to tell you a little bit about the Solutions Essay. As you know, this is the third and last essay that's part of the Community Health Project. And what we hope with this Community Health Project is that you've had the chance to first dig into some of the causes and risk factors that lead to a serious health problem. And now you're going to look at some of the ways to respond or prevent that community health problem. Now, keep in mind that in public health, we place a high value on prevention. And the earlier you can prevent something, the better. So that means that when we think as public health people, we think beyond the clinic. We would love it if people could be prevented from getting sick before they ever get to a clinic. We also think about clinics and community health workers and outreach and ways of working with people once they have the disorder, the disease or whatever it is. But we also value man. If we could create healthy policies, healthy communities, healthy neighborhoods, healthy families so that people didn't get sick in the first place in some ways, that'd be awesome. All right, so the solutions essay, there's three main parts that you're going to think about. The first part is to identify two programs in your community. Now, when I teach this class for people who aren't community health workers, I have them do research on programs on the internet. But you guys work in a community. Your wealth, in a way, is how much you know about your community and how you can help make connections among people and programs and ideas and activities in your community. And so that's why I thought what would be most useful for you is to do your research in your community. For that reason, too, I want it to be something you find out about, that you learn about, that you expand or reach for, not simply a program that's already in the clinic that you already know about, that you work with every day. I want you to learn something so this is a benefit to you and expands your network. All right, so two programs. One program is a program that works to prevent the health program before it starts. This would be something that addresses the risk factors you talked about in the ecological model essay. If a program removes or reduces risk factors, or it increases the protective factors a whole lot, it might prevent some percent of disease. So that's one program you're going to look at. The second is a program that helps people manage the health problem. I think all of you have picked health problems that are chronic in their persistence in people's lives. And so I want you to find a program that helps people improve their quality of life. Maybe it treats them, maybe it cures them in some cases. And again, not the one you work for, but another program, something that expands your knowledge of what's available in the community. Lastly, excuse me. Lastly, I want you to describe, third thing, a program that you invent, a new program or an idea you have for what would be perfect to have to address this disease. Something that prevents or treats, or some combination. I'd be really lovely to see some combination. What else did I see in this assignment? It addresses the same health problem. You can imagine that you have an unlimited budget, that you have no constraints. You're allowed to create whatever you think should exist. If you want to say, I want a program that goes from cradle to grave, and it does this and this and this and this, that's fine. You don't have to actually fund this program, you just have to invent it. I want you to imagine what would be fantastic to have. It can be very small, it can be big. Like with any essay, please add a brief introduction and a brief conclusion to kind of like the bookends on your essay that make it flow nicely. I myself usually write the introduction after I've written the paper and I see where I was going, because I think while I write. But if other people like to start with the introduction, set up the problem, say why it's important, and then go into the three solutions, it doesn't matter. When you turn it in, the introduction's at the start of the paper, the conclusion at the end of the paper, even if no matter what order you actually write them in. If you use any sources, if you refer to the internet or refer to any facts from a publication, please do cite your sources. That's always important. If you use a source, cite it. And it's better to paraphrase than quote, but if you quote, put something in quotation marks. And you don't have to use any sources. You can just use your own knowledge. But if you do, then if you say, I'm talking about the Women's Strengths Coalition, and here's their mission statement from their website, then I want to see at the end that website listed as one of your sources or references. And that's it. The whole paper should be somewhere around 2 to 3 pages, maybe not even that long because it's pretty much a paragraph for each of the 3 programs. If you want to stretch it out to 2 paragraphs, you have more to say, that's fine for each of the programs. So in core 3 paragraphs, 1 for each program, an introductory paragraph and a concluding paragraph. Total, you get 5 paragraphs. And again, like I said, if you want to add a little to that, that's fine. This paper is due December 3rd, which is the end of week 11. We are only 13 weeks in this semester. We're chugging along here, so try not to get behind on that. The instructions for this paper are in the book for week 9, last week's book. I'm just finally getting around to putting up the video. I hope this is helpful. I know I've talked a long time. I just want to try to clarify as best as I can what it is I'm looking for and why I'm asking you to do this. Have a great week.